It was a busy morning at the city train station. People were rushing everywhere. Some were hurrying to catch their trains, while others waited patiently on the benches. The noise of footsteps, distant announcements, and conversations filled the air. The sun shone through the large windows, lighting up the crowded platform. Among the crowd was a man named Marcus. Marcus was calm and steady. He wore simple clothes, a neat shirt and jeans, and carried a small bag. He was waiting for his train home after a long day of work. Marcus was used to crowded places, but he liked watching people and thinking quietly. Today was no different. Nearby stood a tall man in an expensive suit. This man was the CEO of a big company in the city. His name was Mr. Randall. People knew him as a powerful and confident leader. He walked with a proud step and often looked down at others. He liked to think he was better than most people around him. Today, Mr. Randall was talking loudly on his phone, clearly not interested in the crowd or anyone else. As Marcus waited, he accidentally bumped into Mr. Randall. It was a small bump, nothing serious, but it made Mr. Randall stop and look down. At Marcus, Mr. Randall's eyes narrowed. He spoke in a sharp voice that cut through the noise around them. "Watch where you're going," Mr. Randall said. His tone was cold and rude. Marcus looked up, surprised but calm. "I'm sorry, sir." "It was an accident," he replied politely, but Mr. Randall was not satisfied. He leaned closer and said words that shocked many people nearby. His voice was loud enough for others to hear clearly. "You people are always in the way. Don't you know how to behave in public?" he said, looking at Marcus with a hard expression. The crowd around them paused. Some people stopped walking. Turning to see what was happening, Marcus felt the eyes of many strangers on him. He could feel the weight of the insult, but chose not to answer with anger. Instead, he looked at Mr. Randall quietly. "Please," Marcus said softly. "There's no need to speak like that." Mr. Randall laughed in a harsh way. "I say what I want. You should learn your place," he said. The station was filled with whispers. People were shocked by Mr. Randall's words. Some looked uncomfortable. A few began to pull out their phones, sensing that something important was happening. Marcus stayed calm. He knew that responding with anger would not help. Instead, he kept his voice steady and said, "We all deserve respect, no matter who we are." Mr. Randall scoffed and walked away, muttering to himself. The crowd watched as the powerful man left, leaving a silence behind. Suddenly, one person near the platform lifted their phone and started recording. The camera focused on Marcus's quiet strength and Mr. Randall's harsh words. The video showed the moment clearly, a CEO insulting a man in public without any reason. As the video spread from phone to phone, more people gathered around Marcus. Some said kind words, offering support. A woman nearby said, "Don't let him get to you. You handled that very well." Marcus smiled slightly, thankful for the support, but still thoughtful. He knew this moment was bigger than just two people. It was about how people treat each other every day. The train arrived with a loud whistle. The crowd began moving again. Marcus stepped onto the train, but the faces of the people he had seen remained in his mind. They had heard. Others looked thoughtful. Among those watching was a young man named David. David was a student and often used social media to share stories about fairness and kindness. When he saw the video, he immediately felt it was important to share. He posted it online with a simple message. "This happened today at the station. Respect everyone." The video quickly caught the attention of many people across the city. It was shared thousands of times. Some people left comments saying they had seen similar things happen to others. Many expressed support for Marcus and disappointment toward Mr. Randall. Back at the station, life continued as usual, but the incident stayed on people's minds. Some commuters talked quietly about what had happened. Many wondered why a man with so much power would speak in such a mean way. Marcus did not know, yet that his calm response would make a big difference. He did not expect to become part of a story shared by thousands. But that morning at the crowded station, something had changed. A moment of unfairness was caught on camera, and the world was watching. After the video of the CEO insulting Marcus was posted online, things began to change very quickly. The moment was small, just a few words spoken in a crowded station. But the way Marcus stayed calm, and the way Mr. Randall acted, made people take Notice at first the video was shared by a few friends on social media, but soon it spread beyond that circle. People everywhere started watching it. They saw a powerful man treating another person badly. Many felt upset and angry. It was not just about one insult. It was about how people in power sometimes forget to treat others with kindness and respect. News pages and websites picked up the story. They showed the video again and again. The headline was clear: CEO's rude words in public station go viral. People read the story and wrote comments. Some said they had seen or experienced similar things before. Others praised Marcus for staying calm and not fighting back with anger. One popular news channel invited Marcus to talk about what had happened. Marcus agreed. He knew this was more than just about him. It was about sending a message to the world. When the interview was shown on TV, many people saw Marcus's quiet confidence and his message of respect. Meanwhile, Mr. Randall's company began to feel the effects. Customers started asking questions about the CEO's behavior. Some big clients said they were thinking of ending their deals with the company. The company's sales dropped a little. People talked about boycotting the business until Mr. Randall made things right. Mr. Randall was shocked. He did not expect such a big reaction. He thought the incident at the station was private and would be forgotten quickly. But the internet had other plans, so the video was everywhere. To fix the problem, Mr. Randall decided to make a statement. He wrote a message on the company website. He said he was sorry for what had happened. He said he did not mean to hurt anyone, but many people felt his apology was not sincere. It seemed like he was only trying to save his job. Social media users quickly pointed out that Mr. Randall's words did not show real understanding or change. They wanted to see more than an apology. They wanted to see actions. At the same time, employees inside the company began to speak up. Some shared their own stories of feeling ignored or treated unfairly. These stories were shared anonymously at first, but they added to the pressure on Mr. Randall. The company had a problem that went deeper than one rude moment in a station. The board of directors, the people who help run the company, became concerned. They did not want the company's name to be ruined by this scandal. They asked Mr. Randall to explain his actions and show how he planned to make things better. Meanwhile, the story inspired many others in the city. People held meetings and small events to talk about respect and fairness. Marcus was invited to speak at some of these gatherings. His calm and honest words gave hope to those who had faced similar unfair treatment. Teachers in schools used the story to help students understand why kindness and respect matter. Parents talked to their children about treating others with dignity. The simple act of one man standing quietly against rudeness had sparked a much bigger conversation as the days passed. More and more people watched the video and read about what had happened. It became a symbol of how ordinary moments can reveal larger problems in society. The power of one peaceful response became clear to many. In the middle of all this, Marcus stayed focused on his own life. He continued working hard and helping his family. He did not want the attention to change who he was. But he also understood that sometimes being calm and standing for respect can change the world, little by little. The CEO, on the other hand, was facing a difficult time. The company's leaders asked him to attend meetings and answer questions. His reputation was damaged, and he had to work hard to try to fix it. But many wondered if he would really learn from this experience. Through all this, one thing was clear. The insult at the station was only the beginning. The video showed a problem that many people wanted to see solved. It was a reminder that words matter, especially when spoken by those who hold power. Marcus's quiet strength inspired others to speak up and demand fairness. The city was watching, and slowly a change was starting, led by the courage of a man who chose respect over anger in a crowded train station. After the video spread and the world began to notice, many people wanted to learn more about Marcus. Who was this man who had stood quietly but firmly against the powerful CEO? What kind of person was he? The story was no longer just about a rude insult. It was about the life of a man who had earned respect through his calm strength. Marcus was an ordinary man with an extraordinary spirit. He lived in a small apartment in the city with his wife and 2 children. Every morning, he woke up early to get ready for work. Marcus worked as a manager at a local community center. His job was to help people find support and resources for their problems. He cared deeply about his community and worked hard to make life better for those around him. Though Marcus did not have a lot of money or fame, he had something more valuable: dignity. He believed that every person deserved respect, no matter where they came from or what they looked like. This belief was a part of him, and it guided his actions every day. His friends and neighbors admired Marcus. They often said he was someone who could stay calm even in difficult times. When people faced trouble, Marcus would listen patiently and offer help. He never judged anyone and always treated others with kindness. When the video of the station incident became famous, many people who knew Marcus spoke about him. They said he was the same calm and respectful man in real life as he was in the video. This helped people understand why Marcus had not reacted with anger. His strength came from his belief in peace and respect. Marcus's family was proud but also worried. They knew the attention could be difficult. Marcus's wife, Linda, reminded him to stay true to himself. "Remember who you are," she told him. "Let this moment bring out the best in you." Marcus agreed. He wanted to use this unexpected attention to help others. He gave interviews and spoke at community events, but he always stayed humble. Marcus said his story was not about him alone. It was about the importance of respect and kindness in everyday life. Many people who heard Marcus speak felt inspired. They began to think about how they treated others. Some shared stories about times they had felt disrespected or hurt. Others promised to be kinder and more understanding. At one event, a young student approached Marcus and said, "Thank you for showing us how to be strong without fighting." Marcus smiled and said, "Strength comes from respect, not anger. That is how we change the world." Marcus's story also caught the attention of local leaders and organizations. They invited him to help create programs about respect and equality. Marcus worked with schools and community centers to teach young people about the power of kindness. As Marcus's influence grew, the contrast between him and Mr. Randall became clearer. Marcus's quiet dignity was in sharp contrast to the CEO's harsh words and attitude. This made many people question what kind of leadership and power they wanted in their city. At home, Marcus remained a loving husband and father. Despite the growing attention, he kept his family life simple and focused. He helped his children with homework and spent evenings talking and laughing with Linda. This balance gave him strength to face the challenges brought by the spotlight. Marcus also received many messages from strangers, people who said they felt seen and supported because of his example. Some wrote about difficult times they had faced and how they wanted to be more like Marcus in their own lives. Through all of this, Marcus never forgot the moment at the station. He often thought about the many people who had watched but stayed silent. He hoped that his calm response would encourage others to stand up quietly against unfairness. No matter their situation, Marcus believed that change begins with small steps. He saw the power in everyday actions: a kind word, a patient smile, or standing up for someone without anger. His message was simple but strong. Respect can change hearts and minds. Meanwhile, Marcus continued to work hard at the community center. He helped families find jobs, connected youth to educational programs, and organized neighborhood cleanups. His work was part of his mission to build a better, fairer community. In many ways, Marcus became more than just a man who faced an insult. He became a symbol of hope and respect for many people in the city. His calm and peaceful way of facing challenges showed that real strength comes from dignity. The city began to change slowly. Conversations about respect and fairness were no longer just words, they were becoming actions. Schools taught students about kindness and equality. Workplaces started programs to make sure everyone was treated fairly. People began to notice how small acts of respect could build stronger communities. Marcus's story was a reminder that even in difficult times, a person's true character shines the brightest. By staying calm and respectful, Marcus had made a difference, not just for himself, but for many others. After the incident at the station and the spreading of the video, things started to change for Mr. Randall, the CEO. At first, he thought the video was just a small problem that would soon disappear, but he was wrong. The situation grew much bigger than he expected. The company where Mr. Randall worked was very important. It had many employees, customers, and business partners. When the video became popular online, many people began to ask questions about the CEO's behavior. They wondered if the man who had insulted Marcus was really the right person to lead the company. Inside the company, the mood began to change. Some employees felt uncomfortable and sad. They started talking quietly to each other about what had happened. Many of them said they had seen or heard about times when Mr. Randall acted unfairly or spoke rudely. These stories were shared in secret at first, but soon they reached the company's leaders. The board of directors, the group of people responsible for watching over the company, became worried. They did not want the company's reputation to be harmed by the CEO's actions. The board called Mr. Randall to a meeting. They asked him to explain what had happened and to share his plans for fixing the situation. Mr. Randall tried to explain. He said he was sorry for what he said at the station. He claimed it was a mistake and promised to do better. But many on the board were not satisfied. They wanted to see real change, not just words. Meanwhile, the company's customers began to speak up too. Some stopped buying products or using services because they did not want to support a company led by someone who had acted so poorly. This caused a small but noticeable drop in sales. Business partners also started to worry. Some companies decided to pause their work with Mr. Randall's company until they could be sure things would improve. This added pressure on the CEO and the company as days passed. The situation became harder for Mr. Randall. Reporters asked questions, and the public wanted answers. He gave interviews, but his words often seemed weak and unconvincing. It was clear that his old attitude, the one shown at the station, was hurting him now. More employees began to speak out, sharing their experiences with the CEO's behavior. Some talked about times when he had ignored their ideas. Others described moments when he had spoken harshly to workers. These stories made it clear that the problem was not just one bad moment in public, but a pattern of poor leadership. The board decided to start an official investigation. They wanted to learn the truth and find out how to fix the company's culture. The investigation included interviews with many employees and reviews of company policies. Mr. Randall found himself losing support. Some of his closest advisors began to distance themselves. They told him he needed to change deeply if he wanted to keep his job. At the same time, the company started training programs about respect and equality. They wanted to show the public that they were serious about making things better. Many employees welcomed these changes, hoping for a healthier and fairer workplace. Despite all this, Mr. Randall struggled. His usual confidence was shaken. He spent many hours thinking about what had gone wrong. But real change is not easy. It takes time and effort to rebuild trust and learn new ways of leading. While Mr. Randall faced these difficulties, Marcus continued to inspire others. People saw the clear difference between a leader who respected people and one who did not. Marcus's calm and respectful response at the station had opened the eyes of many in the city. The story sparked important conversations. Leaders in business and government talked about fairness and respect. They discussed how important it is to treat all people with kindness, no matter their background. The community held meetings and events to support these ideas. Many people attended, sharing their own stories and hopes for a better future. Marcus was often invited to speak, and his words brought comfort and strength to many. Back at the company, the board finally decided that Mr. Randall could no longer continue as CEO. They asked him to step down. It was a difficult moment for him, but also an important step for the company's future. A new leader was chosen, someone known for fairness, respect, and teamwork. This change brought hope to the employees and customers. Many believed the company could grow stronger and kinder. For Marcus, the news was a sign that speaking up and staying calm had made a difference. He continued his work in the community, helping people find support and building a message of respect. The story showed everyone that true leadership is about more than power. It is about listening, caring, and treating others with dignity. When leaders fail in these ways, change must come. Marcus's quiet strength had shown the way. His peaceful stand against unfairness had helped bring down a leader who forgot the meaning of respect, and it reminded the world that even one calm voice can start a wave of change. After the board asked Mr. Randall to step down as CEO, the city and the company felt a new sense of hope. The news spread quickly, and many people talked about what had happened. For some, it was a moment of justice. For others, it was a reminder that change is possible when people stand up quietly but firmly for what is right. Mr. Randall, now no longer the CEO, had time to reflect on his actions. At first he felt angry and embarrassed. He had lost his powerful position, and his name was known not for success, but for the harsh words he had spoken in the crowded station. Slowly, he began to understand how much harm his attitude had caused not just to Marcus, but to many people who worked for him and trusted him. He realized that respect and kindness are not signs of weakness, but of true strength. He thought about the stories shared by employees in the community. He wished he could go back and act differently, but he knew he had to move forward. Mr. Randall started to learn about how to be a better leader, one who listens and cares for others. Though it was a long path, this was the beginning of his own personal change. Meanwhile, Marcus continued to live his life with the same calm and dignity that had inspired so many. The attention had grown, but he stayed grounded. He still worked at the community center, helping others every day. Marcus's family remained close, supporting him through all the changes. Because of the incident, Marcus found a new role in the city. People invited him to speak at events about respect and equality. Schools, workplaces, and community groups welcomed his message. Marcus talked about how important it is to treat everyone with kindness, no matter their background or status. One day, Marcus was asked to join a city committee focused on creating fair and respectful workplaces. He accepted, knowing this was a chance to help make lasting change. Through this work, he met many people who shared his vision of a kinder community. The city slowly began to change, where businesses started training their employees about respect and fairness. Schools added lessons about empathy and kindness to their programs. People talked openly about problems like discrimination and how to solve them together. The story of the crowded station and the calm man named Marcus became well known. It reminded people that even small actions can have big effects. Marcus's choice to respond with respect instead of anger had sparked a movement. For many, Marcus was a symbol of hope and strength. He showed that standing up for what is right does not always mean shouting or fighting. Sometimes it means being calm, kind, and steady, no matter how difficult the situation. The community celebrated this message. People who had felt ignored or disrespected found new courage. They began speaking out and working for fairness in their own lives. This created a chain of kindness and respect that spread beyond the city. Even though Mr. Randall was no longer the CEO, the lessons from the incident continued to grow. The company worked hard to rebuild trust with its employees and customers. New leaders focused on creating a welcoming and fair environment for everyone. Marcus's story was told again and again, not as a tale of anger or revenge, but as a lesson in dignity and respect. It reminded people that everyone deserves to be treated with kindness, no matter who they are. As time passed, the city became a place where respect and fairness mattered more. The crowded station where the insult happened was no longer just a place of tension, but a symbol of change. Marcus often thought about that day. He knew the road to fairness and equality was still long, but he felt hopeful. He believed that when people stand together with respect and kindness, they can make the world better, one peaceful moment at a time.